5 and a half-term adventure. The 5 were at Kirin Cottage for a short half-term holiday. For once, both the boys' school and the girls' school had chosen the same weekend.
It hardly ever happens that we can spend half-term together. And what luck to have such lovely weather at the beginning of November.
4 days off. What shall we do?
Bathe.
What? Bathe? In November? You must be mad. I can't allow that, Julian. Really, I can't.
Only joking, Aunt. Don't worry. We haven't got our swimsuits here.
Let's walk over to Windy Hill. It's a grand walk, by the sea most of the way. And there may be blackberries and nuts still to find.
Timmy put his big paw on Dick's knee. He was always hoping to hear that magic word, walk.
Yes, let's do that. Aunt Fanny, shall we take a picnic lunch? Or is it too much bother to prepare?
Not if you help me. Come along. We'll see what we can find. But remember, it gets dark very quickly in the afternoon now, so don't leave it too late to turn back.
The 5 set off half an hour later, with sandwiches and slices of fruitcake in a knapsack carried by Julian. Dick had a basket for any nuts or blackberries. His aunt had promised a blackberry and apple pie if they did find any berries for picking. Timmy was very happy. He trotted along with the others, sniffing here and there and barking at a curled-up hedgehog in a hole in a bank.
Now leave it alone, Timmy. You must have learned by now that hedgehogs are not meant to be carried in your mouth. Don't wake it up. It's gone to sleep for the winter.
It's a heavenly day for the beginning of November. The trees still have their leaves, all colours. Red, yellow, brown, pink. And the beeches are the colour of gold.
Blackberries.
Dick had caught sight of a bush whose branches were still covered with the black fruit. As soon as the blackberries were seen on bushes here and there, the 5 slowed up considerably. The blackberries that were left were big and full of sweetness.
I say, taste them. They're as sweet as sugar.
They melt in my mouth. Try one, Timmy.
But Timmy spat the blackberry out in disgust.
Manners, Timmy, manners.
It was a good walk, but a slow one. They found a hazelnut copse and filled the basket with nuts that had fallen to the ground. 2 red squirrels sat up in a nearby tree and chattered at them crossly. This was their nut copse.
You can spare us a few. I expect you've got hundreds hidden away safely for the winter.
They had their lunch on the top of Windy Hill. It was not a windy day, but all the same, there was a good breeze on the top, and Julian decided to sit behind a big gorse bush for shelter.
We'll be in the sun and out of the wind then. Spread out the lunch, Anne.
I feel terribly hungry. I can't believe it's only 1 o'clock, Julian.
Well, that's what my watch says. Ham and lettuce together. Just what I like. Get away, Tim. I can't eat with you trying to nibble my sandwich too.
It was a magnificent view from the top of the hill. They munched their sandwiches and gazed down into the valley below. A town lay there, comfortably sprawled in the shelter of the hills. Smoke rose lazily from the chimneys.
Look, there's a train running along the railway line down there. It looks just like a toy one.
It's going to Blyton. See, there's the station. It's stopping there. It really does look like a toy train.
Now it's off again. On its way to Kirin, I suppose. Any more sandwiches? What? None? Shame. I'll have a slice of cake then. Hand it over, Anne.
They talked lazily, enjoying being together again. Timmy wandered from one to the other, getting a titbit here and a scrap of ham there.
I think I can see another nut copse over there. The other side of the hill. I vote we go and see what nuts we can find, and then I suppose we ought to be thinking of going home. The sun is getting awfully low, Ju.
Yes, it is. Considering it's only 2 o'clock, it's hardly showing above the horizon. Come on then, let's get a few more nuts and then we'll go back home. I love that long path winding over the cliffs beside the sea.
They all went off to the little copse, and to their delight found a fine crop of hazelnuts there. Timmy nosed about in the grass and brought mouthfuls of nuts to George.
Thanks, Timmy. Very clever of you. But I wish you could tell the bad ones from the good ones.
I say, the sun's gone, and it's getting quite dark. Julian, are you sure your watch is right?
It says just about 2 o'clock still. Gosh, I must have forgotten to wind it up or something. It's definitely stopped now, and it must have been slow before.
Silly ass. No wonder George thought it was long past lunchtime, when you said it was 1 o'clock. We'll never get home before dark now, and we haven't any torches with us.
That cliff path isn't too good to walk along in the dark either. It goes so near the edge at times.
We'd better start back immediately. Awfully sorry about this. I never dreamed my watch was wrong.
I tell you what would be a better idea. Why don't we just take the path down into Beckton and catch the train to Kirin? We'll be so late if we walk back, and Mother will be ringing the police about us.
Good idea, George. Let's take the path while we can still see. It leads straight down to the town.
So away went the 5 as fast as they could. It was dark when they reached the town, but that didn't matter because the street lamps were alight. They made their way to the station, half running down the main street.
Look, there's Robin Hood on at the cinema here. Look at the posters.
And what's that on at the hall over there? Timmy, come here. Oh, he's shot across the road. Come here, Timmy.
He's running up the steps of the town hall. Look, there's a big dog show on there, and old Timmy must have thought he ought to go in for it.
He smelt the dogs there. Come on, let's get him, or we'll lose the next train.
The hall was plastered with posters of dogs of all kinds. Julian stopped to read them, while George went in after Timmy.
Some very valuable dogs here. Some beauties too. Look at the picture of the white poodle. Ah, here comes Tim again, looking very sorry for himself. I bet he knows he wouldn't win a single prize, except for brains.
It was the doggy smell that made him go to see what was on. He was awfully cross because they wouldn't let him in.
Hurry up. I think I can hear a train coming.
They all raced down the road to the station, which was quite near. The train puffed in as they went to the booking office for their tickets. The guard was blowing his whistle as they rushed onto the platform. Dick pulled open the door of the very last compartment, and they all bundled in, panting.
Gosh, that was a near squeak. Look out, Tim. You nearly had me over.
The 4 children got their breath back and looked round the carriage. It was not empty, as they had expected. 2 other people were there, sitting at the opposite end, facing each other, a man and a woman. They looked at the 5, annoyed. Anne saw that the woman was carrying a shawled bundle in her arms.
Oh, I hope we haven't woken your baby. We only just caught the train.
The woman rocked the little thing and crooned to it, covering its head with a shawl. A rather dirty one, Anne noticed.
Is he all right? Well, cover her up more. It's cold in here.
The woman pulled the shawl tighter. The children lost interest and began to talk. Timmy sat still by George, very bored. Then he suddenly sniffed round and went over to the woman. He leapt up onto the seat beside her and pawed at the shawl. The man shouted at Timmy.
Stop that! Get down! Here, you kids! Look after that great dog of yours. It'll frighten the baby into fits.
Come here, Timmy.
George was surprised he should be interested in a baby. Timmy whined and went to George, looking back at the woman. A tiny whimpering noise came from the shawl. Timmy was very disobedient. Before George could stop him, he was up on the seat again, pawing at the woman and whining. The man leapt up furiously.
Don't hit my dog! Don't hit him! He'll snap at you!
Mercifully, just at that moment, the train drew in at a station. Anne opened the door and suggested that they go into another carriage. The four of them, followed by a most unwilling Timmy, were soon getting into a compartment near the engine. George looked crossly at Timmy.
Whatever came over you, Tim? You were never interested in babies. Now sit down and don't move.
Timmy was surprised at George's cross voice, and he crept under the seat and stayed there. The train came to a little station where there was a small platform, and stopped to let a few people get out.
It's Sea Green Halt. And there go the man, the woman and the baby. I must say, I wouldn't like them for a mum and dad.
It's quite dark now. It's a jolly good thing we caught the train. Mother will be getting worried.
It was nice to be in the cosy sitting room at Kirin Cottage again, eating an enormous tea and telling George's mother about their walk. She was very pleased with the nuts and blackberries. They told her about the man and woman and baby too, and how funny Timmy had been, pawing at the shawl.
He was funny before that, Aunt Fanny. There was a dog show on at Beckton, and Timmy must have read the posters and thought he would go in for it, because he suddenly dashed across the road and into the town hall where the show was being held.
Really? Well, perhaps he went to see if he could find the beautiful little white Pekingese that was stolen there today. Mrs. Harris rang up and told me about it. There was such a to-do. The little dog, which was worth £5,000, was cuddled down in a basket one minute, and the next it was gone. Nobody was seen to take it, and though they hunted in every corner of the hall, there was no sign of the dog.
Gracious, what a mystery! How could anyone possibly take a dog like that away without being seen?
Easy. Wrap it in a coat, or pop it in a shopping basket and cover it up. Then walk through the crowd and out of the hall.
Or wrap it in a shawl and pretend it was a baby, like the little one in that dirty shawl in the train. I mean, we thought it was a baby, of course, but it could easily have been a dog, or a cat, or even a monkey. We couldn't see its face.
There was a sudden silence. Everyone was staring at Anne and thinking hard.
There's something in what Anne has just said. Something worth thinking about. Did anyone see even a glimpse of the baby's face or hair? Did you, Anne? You were the nearest.
No, I didn't. I did try to see, because I like babies. But the shawl was pulled right over the face and head.
And don't you remember how interested Timmy was in it? He's never interested in babies, but he kept on jumping up and pawing at the shawl.
And do you remember how the baby whimpered? It was much more like a little dog whining than a baby, now I come to think of it. No wonder Timmy was excited. He knew it was a dog by the smell.
I say, this is jolly exciting. I vote we go to Sea Green Halt and snoop around the tiny village there.
No, I will not have that, Julian. It's as dark as pitch outside, and I don't want you snooping around for dog thieves on your half-term holiday.
Oh, Aunt!
Ring up the police. Tell them what you've just told me. They'll be able to find out the truth very quickly, and they will be sure to know who had a baby and who hasn't. They can go round snooping quite safely.
All right.
Julian was sad to have a promising adventure snatched away so quickly. He went to the phone frowning. Aunt Fanny might have let him and Dick slip out to Sea Green in the dark. It would have been such fun. The police were most interested and asked a lot of questions. Julian told them all he knew, and everyone listened intently. Then Julian put down the receiver and turned to the others, looking quite cheerful again.
They were jolly interested, and they're off to Sea Green Village straight away in the police car. They're going to let us know what they find. Aunt Fanny, We cannot go to bed tonight till we know what happens.
Oh, no,
we can't. Please, Aunt, please.
Very well. Oh, what a collection of children you are. You can't even go for a walk without something happening. Now, get the cards out and let's have a game.
They played cards, listening for the ringing of the telephone. But it didn't ring. Supper time came and still it hadn't rung.
It's no go, I suppose. We probably made a mistake.
Someone's coming. Listen, it's a car.
They all listened and heard the car stop at the gate. Then footsteps came up the path and the front doorbell rang.
I'll go. Oh, it's the police.
A burly policeman came in, followed by another. The second one carried a bundle in a shawl. Timmy leapt up to it at once, whining.
It wasn't a baby then.
The policeman smiled and shook his head. He pulled the shawl away, and there, fast asleep, was a tiny white Pekingese, its little snub nose tucked into the shawl.
Oh, the darling. Wake up, you funny little thing.
It's been doped. I suppose they're afraid of it whining in the night and giving its hiding place away.
Tell us what happened, please. Oh, get down, Timmy. George, he's getting too excited. He wants the Peak to play with him.
Acting on your information, we went to Seagreen. We asked the porter what people got out of the train this evening, and if anyone carried a baby. He said 4 got out, and 2 of them were a man and a woman. The woman carried a baby in a shawl. He told us who they were, so away we went to the cottage. We looked through the back window of the cottage and spotted what we wanted at once. The woman was giving the dog a drink of milk in a saucer, and she must have put some drug in it because the little thing dropped down and fell asleep at once while we were watching.
Timmy tried to get at the tiny dog again, but nobody took any notice of him.
So, in we went, and that was that. The couple was so scared that they blurted out everything. How someone had paid them to steal the dog, and how they'd taken their own baby's shawl wrapped round a cushion, and had stolen the dog quite easily when the judging of Alsatians was going on. They wrapped the tiny dog in the shawl, just as you thought, and caught the next train home.
I wish I'd gone down to Seagreen Village with you. Do you know who told the couple to steal the little dog?
Yes. We're off to interview him now. He'll be most surprised to see us. We've informed the owner that we've got her prize dog all right, but she feels so upset about it she can't collect it till the morning. So, we wondered if you'd like to keep it for the night. Your Timmy can guard it, can't he?
Oh, yes. Oh, Mother, I'll take it to my room when I go to bed, and Timmy can guard the tiny thing as much as he likes. He'll love it.
Well, if your mother doesn't mind you having 2 dogs in your room, that's fine. Give her the dog, Bert.
The second policeman gave George the dog in the shawl. She took it gently, and Timmy leapt up again.
No, Tim, be careful. Look what a tiny thing it is. You're to guard it tonight.
Timmy looked at the little sleeping Pekingese, and then, very gently, he licked it with the tip of his pink tongue. This was the tiny dog he'd smelt in the train, covered in a shawl. Oh, yes. Timmy had guessed at once.
I don't know what your name is, little dog, but I think I'll call you Half-Term Adventure. Though I don't know what that is in Pekingese.
Well, good night, madam. Good night, children. Mrs. Fulton, the dog's owner, will call tomorrow for her Peak. He won £1,000 prize today, so I dare say you'll get some of that for a reward. Good night.
The 5 didn't want a reward, of course, but Timmy had one for guarding the little Peak all night. It's on his neck, the finest studded collar he has ever had in his life. Good old Timmy. A lazy afternoon.
Gosh, it's hot. What are we all going to do this afternoon?
Nothing. I feel as if I'm melting. It's even too hot to go swimming.
Let's have a lazy afternoon for once. If anyone suggests a walk or a bike ride in this heat, I shall scream.
Timmy's suggesting a walk, George. Go on, scream.
Too hot even for that. Let's find a cool, shady place. Take our books, and either read or snooze till tea time. I should enjoy a lazy afternoon for once.
Timmy was mournful. He didn't agree at all.
Come on then. We'll go to that little copse we know under those leafy trees, near that tiny stream that ripples along and makes a nice cool noise.
Well, I think I can just about walk there.
They all set off, strolling along, unable to keep up with the lively, energetic Timmy.
It makes me hot even to look at Timmy. Hot to hear him, too, panting like a steam engine. Put your tongue in, Timmy. I can't bear to look at it.
Timmy ran ahead, glad that they were off for what appeared to be a walk. He was very disappointed when the others flopped down under some big leafy trees near a small brook. He stood looking at them in disgust.
Sorry, Tim. No walky walk. Come and sit down with us. For goodness sake, don't go rabbiting in this weather.
It would be a waste of your time, Timmy. All sensible bunnies are having an afternoon snooze, down at the bottom of their holes, waiting for the cool evening to come.
Timmy watched the four arrange themselves comfortably under a canopy made by young saplings and bushes. Branches from big trees nearby overhung them, and by the time the four had wriggled themselves well into the little thicket, not a single sunbeam could reach them. In fact, it was difficult to see them, so well hidden were they in the green shade.
This is better. I think it's about the coolest spot we could find anywhere. Doesn't that little stream sound nice, too? Gurgling away over the stones. I think I'm going to sleep. And if you dare flop yourself down on my middle, Timmy, I shall send you home.
Timmy stood and looked at the well-hidden four. His tail drooped. What was the point of coming to a wood to lie down and do nothing? Well, he was going rabbiting. He swung round, pushed his way out of the thicket and disappeared.
Oh, he's gone rabbiting after all. Well, I hope he remembers where we are and comes back at tea time. Now for a lazy, peaceful, quiet afternoon.
Don't talk so much, George. Gosh, I feel sleepy.
In a few minutes, the four were all asleep. Books lay unopened on the ground. A small beetle ran over Anne's leg, and she didn't even feel it. A robin hopped onto a branch just above Dick's face, but his eyes were closed, and he didn't see it. It certainly was a hot afternoon. Nobody was about at all. Not a sound was to be heard, except for the running water nearby, and a yellowhammer somewhere who persisted in saying he wanted a little bit of bread and no cheese. The four were as sound asleep as if they were in bed. And then, far away on a road that bordered the wood, a motorbike came by. It had a sidecar, and it made quite a noise. But the four sleepers heard nothing. They did not know that the motorbike had slowed down and turned into the wood, taking one of the grassy woodland walks that wound here and there, quiet and cool. The motorbike came down one of the paths, not making very much noise now because it was going slowly. It came near to the little copse where the children lay hidden in the cool shade of the bushes. The engine of the motorbike gave a sudden little cough as it came along, and Julian awoke with a start. What was that noise? He listened, but he could hear nothing more because the motorbike with its sidecar had now stopped. Julian shut his eyes again. But he opened them immediately because he heard voices. Low voices. People must be somewhere near. Where were they? Julian hoped they would not disturb the four in their cool hiding place. He made a little peephole in the bush he was lying under and spied through it. He saw the motorbike and sidecar on the grassy path some way off. He saw two men, one just getting out of the sidecar. Julian didn't like the look of them.
What villainous-looking fellows! Whatever are they doing here in the middle of a summer's afternoon?
At first the men talked in low voices, and then an argument started. One raised his voice.
Look, I tell you, we were followed. It's the only thing to do to come here and dump the stuff.
A small bag was dragged out of the sidecar. The second man seemed to be grumbling, not at all willing to do what the other wanted.
I tell you, I know it won't be found if we put it there. What's biting you? We can't afford to be stopped with the stuff on us, and I know we were being followed. It was only because we crossed against those traffic lights that we got away. Yeah.
Julian woke the others and whispered to them. Something peculiar was happening. Soon all the four were peering through leafy peepholes at what was going on. They saw what looked like a small mailbag on the ground by the motorbike.
What are they going to do with it? Oughtn't we to burst out on them?
I would if we had Timmy with us, but he's gone rabbiting and may be miles away.
And these ruffians would be more than a match for us. Lo, we daren't even show ourselves. We can only watch.
I hope we see where they hide the stuff, whatever it is. There they go with the bag.
I can see them. They're climbing a tree.
Yes, one's already up, and the other is passing the bag to him. It must have a hollow trunk, I think.
Right, your turn.
Gosh, I wish Timmy was here.
Right, Tim.
Now the second fellow's trying to climb up too. The first one wants help, I suppose. The bag must be stuck.
Both men were now up the tree, trying to stuff the bag down some kind of hollow there. At last there was a thud, as if the bag dropped down.
If only Timmy was here. It's maddening to lie here and do nothing, but we'd be no match for those two desperate fellows.
Then a sudden noise came to their ears, the scampering of feet. Then came a familiar sound.
Timmy!
Julian leapt up and pushed his way out of his hiding place at once.
Tell him to guard that tree, George, quick!
Here, Timmy, on guard!
The astonished Timmy ran to the tree where the two men were staring down in horror. Timmy gave a most blood-curdling growl, and one man, who had been about to jump down, shrank back and yelled.
Oi, cool that dog off! What do you think you're doing?
You tell us what you're doing. What's in the bag you pushed down that tree hollow?
What bag? What are you talking about? You must be mad. Call that dog off or I'll report you to the police.
Right. We'll report you at the same time. You'll jolly well stay up that tree till we bring the police here. And I warn you, if you try jumping down and running away, you'll be sorry. You have no idea what sharp teeth that dog has.
The two men were so angry that they could hardly speak. Timmy barked loudly and kept leaping up to try to reach them. Julian turned to Dick.
Dick, take Anne and George to the highway and stop a car. Go to the nearest police station and tell the police to send men here at once. Buck up!
But before Dick could go off with the two girls, there came the sound of another motorbike. And then a third, bumping along the woodland path. Julian fell silent. Were more ruffians coming? Timmy would be a great help if so. Julian and the others got behind trees and watched to see who was on the coming motorbikes.
The police! They must have been the ones chasing those fellows. Somebody must have given the tip that they turned off into the wood. Hey, we can help you.
The two traffic policemen stopped in surprise. They saw the motorbike and sidecar.
Have you kids seen anything of two men with a bag?
Yes. The bag's stuffed down a tree over there, and our dog's guarding the men. They're up in the tree. You've come just in time to collect them.
My word, pretty hot stuff.
The policeman grinned as he saw the two scared men up the tree, with Timmy leaping up hopefully at them.
The bag's up there too, is it?
Down in the hollow of the tree.
Oh, well, thanks very much for doing our job for us. We got some pals on the roadway. We said we'd whistle if we'd found anything. Well, you two up the tree? Ha, you thought you'd fooled us, didn't you? You coming quietly, or do we ask the dog to help us round you up?
Jim and Stan took one look at the eager Timmy.
Yeah, we'll come quietly.
And when three more men came racing down the woodland path, there was no trouble at all. Jim and Stan went off with the policeman. Timmy gave one last fierce bark, and all five watched the men, the motorbikes and the sidecar disappear with many bumps up the path back to the highway.
Well, talk about a nice, cool, lazy afternoon. I'm hotter than ever now.
Timmy's tongue was hanging out almost to the ground. He looked very hot, too.
Well, you shouldn't go rabbiting. No wonder you're hot.
It's a jolly good job he did go rabbiting. If he'd been with us, he'd have barked, and those fellows would have known we were here, and would have gone further on to hide their goods. We'd never have seen what they were doing, or have been able to catch them.
Yes, that's true. All right, Timmy. You were right to go rabbiting, and to come back when you did.
Tea time, everybody. Well, well, what a very nice, peaceful, lazy afternoon. I really have enjoyed it.
When Timmy chased the cat. When Aunt Fanny spoke to the five, they all looked up from their books, except Timmy, who looked up from the bone he was gnawing.
What are you going to do today?
We ought to go for a walk, I suppose. But the wind is so bitter today. I always think January's a pretty dreary month unless there's snow. But we can go skating.
But there's no snow and no ice. Only this horrible freezing wind. I'd just as soon stay in and read my Christmas books.
Oh, no. We must go out. What about Timmy? He's got to have his usual walk.
Timmy's ears pricked up at once when he heard that word. Walk? Ah, just what he was wanting. He got up and ran to George, whining.
All right, Tim. We'll leave Anne here with her books, and we'll go for a nice long walk.
Would you like to go to the cinema in Beckton? There's a good film on today about circus life. I'll pay for you all, if you'd like to go this afternoon.
Mother, I do believe you're trying to get rid of us.
Well, in a way I am. Your father has two friends coming in to see him this afternoon, and I really think it would be easier if you were out of the house.
Oh, I see. Two more of his scientist friends, I suppose. Well, I'd just as soon be out in that case. It's awful not even to be able to sneeze in case I get into trouble for making a noise.
Don't exaggerate so, George. Well, Julian, would you like to go to the cinema?
Oh, yes. And it's jolly decent of you to pay for us. I tell you what, we'll walk to Beckton so that we'll give our legs a stretch and get the train back.
Yes, that's a good idea. I feel as if I want a good run. Just listen to Tim thumping his tail on the ground. He thoroughly agrees.
So that afternoon, the 5 set off to walk to Beckton. The wind was in their faces, and it was very cold indeed, but they were soon warm with walking, and even Anne began to enjoy striding out against the wind. Timmy loved it, of course. He was full of high spirits, and pranced and capered and bounded along joyfully. He wagged his long tail, 19 to the dozen, chased dead leaves as if they were rats, and made everyone laugh at him.
Dear old Tim. It must be lovely to be a dog and have 4 legs to leap about on instead of just 2.
Halfway to Beckton, they came to a big, rather lonely-looking house called Tarley's Mount. The gates opened onto a short drive that ran to the front steps of the house. On top of one of the stone gateposts sat a big black cat. It looked disdainfully down at Timmy. At first, Timmy didn't see it, and then he suddenly caught sight of it and stopped. A cat, and a big one too. But alas, quite out of reach. Timmy pranced in front of the gatepost and barked loudly. The cat yawned widely, and then began to wash one of her paws, as if to say, "A dog, nasty, smelly creature, not worth taking notice of." But Timmy could leap very high, and the cat was suddenly startled to see his head appearing near the top of the gatepost as he jumped. She hissed and spat.
Stop it, Timmy. You know you're not allowed to chase cats. Come here.
The cat spat again. That was too much for Timmy, and he jumped so high that the cat was really alarmed. She leapt right off the gatepost and shot into the bushes at the side of the drive. Timmy was after her in a trice, yelping madly. George yelled, but he took no notice at all.
Blow him. He'll be ages chasing that cat and hunting for it. He ought to know by now that he isn't a match for any cat living.
I'll go in and see if I can get him. I hope I don't meet an angry gardener.
We'll come with you. Come on. I can hear Tim down the drive. He must be near the house.
They went in at the gate and down the little drive. Yes, Timmy was by the front door, barking under a tree there.
I bet that cat's still sitting on a branch making faces at him. Call him, George.
Timmy! Timmy, come here at once.
But he wouldn't. Then, just as they got up to him and George was bending down to take hold of his collar, the cat leapt down the tree and raced round the house to the back. Timmy was after her at once, yelping madly.
Oh, blow. We'll have the people in the house out after us. They must wonder what's going on.
They ran round the house after Timmy and came to the back entrance. There was a little yard there with a clothesline and 2 or 3 dustbins and a coke bunker. The cat was now sitting on top of the bunker, daring Timmy to leap up and get her. As the 4 children turned into the yard, they saw a neat little woman standing there, in a thick coat with a scarf round her head. She held a small basket in her hand, with a little bottle of milk in it, and a jar.
Now then, you dog, you leave that cat alone.
I say, I'm so sorry about our dog. It's all right. I've got him by the collar now. I'm ashamed of you, Timmy. Bad dog. Very bad dog.
Timmy's tail drooped, and he gave George's hand a very small lick. The little woman watched him, frowning.
He gave me a real fright, that dog of yours, tearing into the yard like a mad thing. First Sooty the cat and then the dog.
I hope his barking didn't disturb the people in the house.
Eh? What's that you say? You'll have to speak up, I'm a bit deaf.
I said, I hope his barking didn't disturb the people in the house.
Oh, they're away. Miss Ella went on Monday, and her old aunt went yesterday. I just came to feed the old cat. Here, Sooty, come and lap your milk, and I'll put your fish down too. Hold that dog, miss, please.
She emptied some cooked fish out of the jar and poured some milk into an enamel saucer by the back doorstep. The cat sat on the coke bunker and looked down longingly, but wouldn't come near it.
We'll take the dog and go.
What'd you say? Oh, yes, you go. Then old Sooty will come along down. She must be hungry.
The 4 children went round the house again, George holding Timmy's collar.
Funny, I can hear somebody talking. Can you, Dick?
Yes, but there's nobody about.
It sounds rather like a loud conversation. Is it coming from the house?
No, it can't be. You heard what the woman said. The people are away. It must be somebody talking very loudly in the road.
But the talking couldn't be heard when they reached the gates.
Oh well, it was probably gardeners somewhere in the trees off the drive. Come on, we should be late for the film if we don't hurry up.
They were just in time for it, and settled down to watch the circus story on the screen. It was very good, and they all enjoyed it thoroughly. They collected Timmy from the kindly commissionaire, and he barked in welcome. They felt very hungry, and the little tea shop opposite looked most inviting, with its fine display of cakes in the window.
Come on, I'll stand tea for everyone, provided old George doesn't eat more than 6 cakes. I'll buy one for you too, Timmy.
They had a wonderful tea, and finished up with an ice cream each. Timmy was treated to a cake and a biscuit, and licked George's ice cream saucer clean.
Well, I don't know if we can manage to walk to the station now. I feel pretty full. What's the matter, George?
I was just feeling Timmy's collar, and he's lost his tail wagger badge. It's got his name and address on it. Oh, blow. I only bought him a new one last week.
If we want to catch the train back, we'd better get a move on.
No, I'm going to walk home. I've got a torch. I may find Timmy's badge.
Oh, for pity's sake, don't say we've got to walk back hunting for the badge all the way home. No, George, that's too much.
I can go alone with Timmy. I didn't mean you others to come.
Well, we can't let you walk a mile or 2 home in the dark by yourself, old thing. I tell you what, I'll go with you, George, and Dick can take Anne back by train.
No thanks, I'll come too. I believe I know where Tim dropped his badge. In the drive of the big house. Do you remember when the cat sat up in a tree and Timmy leapt up to her? Well, he caught his collar on a bough, and I bet that's when he lost his tail wagger badge.
Yes, I expect you're right. Timmy's being a bit of a nuisance today, aren't you, Tim? I hope to goodness that cat won't be anywhere about the garden.
Here, I've got a piece of string. Tie it to Tim's collar and hang on to him, George. Well, are we ready?
They all set off in the starry night. They hardly needed their torches once they had got used to the dark, because the stars were so very bright. They came at last to Thurley's Mount and stopped at the gates.
Here we are. We know where Timmy went this morning, and if we hunt about, we're pretty certain to find the badge.
Now you keep by me, Tim.
They all went down the drive, and in the middle of it they stopped in surprise.
I can hear those voices again. Well, different ones this time, but voices. Who can be out here, talking and talking in the night?
Beats me. Come on, let's go to that tree by the front door. I bet the badge will be there.
They went to the big door, still hearing the voices somewhere away in the distance. Anne suddenly gave a cry and bent down.
Yes, here's the badge. Just where I thought it might be. Isn't that lucky?
Oh, good. Thanks, Anne. I'll just fix it on his collar.
There's somebody singing now. Gosh, it's odd.
Perhaps it's a radio somewhere. It sounds rather like one.
But there's no other houses near here. Not enough for us to hear the radio anyhow.
There! That's the radio all right. There can't be any bands playing in the open air this cold night.
You're right. Do you suppose that the sounds can be coming from this house, Thurley's Mount?
But we know there's no one there. That woman who fed the cat told us the house was empty. That's why she had to come and feed the cat. And if someone had left the radio on in the house, she'd have heard it and switched it off.
No, she wouldn't.
Why not?
Well, because she was deaf. She kept putting her hand behind her ear. Don't you remember? I think the radio is on in the house.
You don't suppose somebody's got in and is having a good old time there, eating what's left in the larder, sleeping in the beds and listening to the radio, do you? Tramps, perhaps.
It's a bit puzzling, I must say. I can't imagine anyone going away and leaving the radio full on. And it must be if we can hear it out here. Perhaps we ought to look around a bit. The noise seems to be coming from over there, the other side of the house, not where the yard is. Let's go round there. Hang on to Tim. There's that cat. You see it in my torchlight? Look at it go. Come on now. Let's go round to the other side of the house.
As soon as they turned the corner, they came to a terrace, with steps leading down to a garden, only faintly to be seen in the starlight. The band music was suddenly louder there. There was now no doubt at all that it was radio music.
Well, it's certainly coming from the house. But from which room? As far as I can see, the whole place is in darkness.
So it was. Not a chink of light showed anywhere. Julian shone his torch onto each window. They were all tightly shut, as if the house were indeed empty and deserted.
There's a tree that reaches up to that balcony. I'll shin up and get onto it, and see if I can spot anything in the house. If the curtains aren't drawn there, I can shine my torch in.
Up the tree he went, the others shining their torches to show him which branches to climb. At last he was on the balcony, his own torch now shining brightly. There were glass doors there, and the curtains of the room were not drawn across the panes. Dick shone his torch through the glass.
The radio's in this room, I'm sure. I can hear it plainly. It's full on, too. The noise is coming through a ventilator, above the glass doors. Oh, I say.
What is it? What can you see?
There's someone in this room. Someone lying on the floor. But I can't see clearly enough. Whoever it is, isn't moving at all. I'll tap and see if they can hear me. Yes, the person moved when I tapped. Who on earth can it be? He must be hurt, I think. But the doors are locked, so I can't get in. I'm coming down again. So shine your torches, will you?
Dick climbed quickly down the tree, and the others crowded round him excitedly.
We'll have to get into the house somehow. I'm sure it's someone who's hurt, or maybe ill.
But how did they get in? And how can we get in, for that matter?
We'll try all the doors, to begin with. Here's a garden door. No, that's locked. Come on round to the kitchen door. I suppose that will be locked too.
But it wasn't. It opened easily enough, and the five trooped into the house, Timmy quite excited. The noise of the radio suddenly seemed louder as they went in.
Come on upstairs. We'll find that balcony room. It was all in darkness, which made it seem stranger than ever.
They ran up the wide stairs. The sound of the radio was very loud there. They listened intently.
It's in that room, over there.
Dick ran to the half-open door. He shone his torch round, and then let the beam rest on something lying on the floor. What could it be? Julian reached out his hand to the radio. Click. On the floor near the radio lay a woman. She looked old and had silvery grey hair. She was dressed in outdoor things, and her hat lay on the floor. The children looked at her in horror. What could have happened? At last, to their relief, they saw her eyes open, and she looked up at them. Then she tried to speak.
Water!
George darted out and found a bathroom with glasses. She filled one with water and brought it back. Julian eased the old woman up into a sitting position, and George helped her to drink the water. She managed to give them a faint smile.
Oh, so silly of me. I was just going downstairs to leave the house by the back door when I slipped here on the polished floor, and...
You fell and hurt yourself? Where?
Oh, I'm afraid it's my hip. I couldn't get up off the floor. I just couldn't. So I wasn't even able to telephone for help. And there was no one in the house. My niece had gone.
And your daily woman is deaf, so she wouldn't hear your call.
Yes. I just managed to get my arm up to the radio and switched it on. You see, I thought someone might hear it. Perhaps a policeman coming round the house at night.
How long have you been lying here like this?
Oh, since yesterday afternoon. I just couldn't move, you see. I was glad I had my outdoor things on. I'd have frozen last night, it was so cold. I was so thirsty, too. Not hungry, just very, very thirsty. Oh, you dear, kind children. Oh, I am so glad to see you.
Where's the telephone? I'll phone for a doctor and an ambulance, and you'll soon be well cared for. Don't you worry.
The five stayed with her until the doctor came, and later on the ambulance. Then Julian turned out all the lights, and they went into the hall and out into the night. Julian slammed the front door behind them.
Come on, Timmy. Keep by my side. No more cat chasing for you.
What's he saying, George?
He says, "Don't talk to me like that, George. If it hadn't been for me chasing that cat today, you'd never have had this little adventure."
Well, I must say Timmy's right as usual. And if chasing a cat leads to saving somebody's life, I'm all for it. Good old Tim.
Well done, famous five. All the five were on top of Kirin Hill, looking at the wide spread of country stretched out below them. Anne was handing out the picnic food, and Dick passed it round.
Nice to be together again, all five of us.
Yes, Timmy's thrilled too. Aren't you, Tim?
Timmy the dog barked and laid his big head on George's knee, and she patted him. Timmy raised his head and smelled the food. Would there be anything for him?
Of course, Timmy dear. A bone and 2 big dog biscuits.
As well as a good part of our own sandwiches and buns, I expect. No, Tim, that pile's mine, and I'm not going to exchange my biscuits for yours.
What a wonderful view from here. You can see for miles and miles.
Well, not much is happening, except that those sheep are ambling about that field, and those cows are doing what they always do. Eat, 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 all day long. Though, if I had to eat nothing but grass, I'd soon stop.
Can't see a soul about. I suppose it's everyone's dinner time. Now, why can't something exciting happen? Just to give us a bit of interest while we're eating. We've had so many adventures that I'm beginning to feel quite cheated if one doesn't turn up as soon as we're together again.
Oh, for goodness sake, don't wish for an adventure today. I don't want to choke with excitement when I'm eating these delicious sandwiches. What has Aunt Fanny put into them?
A bit of everything in the larder, I should think. Get away, Tim. Don't breathe all over me like that.
What's that moving right away over there, along the side of that hill? Is it cows?
Too far away to see. Can't be cows, though. They don't move like cows. Cows walk slowly.
Well, they must be horses then.
But who would have so many horses out for exercise round here? All the horses are farm horses. They'd be working in the fields, not trotting in a row across a hillside.
It must be a riding school, ass. If we had our field glasses, we'd see a lot of nicely behaved little girls from some nearby school cantering along on their nicely behaved horses.
I did bring my field glasses. Didn't you notice? I put them down here somewhere. Here they are. Want them, Dick?
Thanks. Yes, it's a line of horses. About 6. Jolly fine ones too. But it's not girls who are riding them. It's boys. Stable boys, I think.
Oh, of course, I forgot. They are fine racing horses from Lord Daneron's stable. They have to be exercised each day. Can you see a very big horse in the line, Dick? A magnificent creature. He's called Thunderalong, and he's the most valuable horse in the country, so they say.
Dick was holding the field glasses to his eyes, examining the horses with much interest.
My word, they are lovely horses. And yes, I think I can see the one you mean, George. A great horse with a wonderful head. He's the first one of all.
Let me see.
No, half a mo. I say, something's happening. Whatever is it? Something seemed to rush straight across in front of Thunderalong. Was it a fox or a dog? My word, he's rearing up in fright. He's in quite a panic. He's off. He's thrown his groom. Yes, he's on the ground, hurt, I think. And he's bolting. Oh, my word, he'll kill himself.
A silence fell on the 5. Even Timmy was quiet, staring in the same direction as the others. George made as if to snatch her field glasses away from Dick, but he dodged, gluing them to his eyes.
Don't lose sight of the horse, Dick. Keep the glasses on him. Watch him. Watch where he goes. We may be the only people who can see the way he takes.
All right, all right. Don't jog my arm, Anne. Yes, there he goes. My word, he's scared. He's still bolting at top speed. I hope he doesn't run into a tree. No, he just missed that one. Oh, now he's come to a gate. A high gate.
The others had now lost sight of the horse and were hanging on to every word of Dick's. Timmy was so excited he began to bark, sensing the general excitement. George shushed him, fearing to lose something that Dick said.
He's over the gate. What a jump! Oh, what a jump!
Let me have the glasses back.
Here you are.
Now he's galloping down the road. Oh, I can't see him. Oh, yes, there he is again. He's come to the stream. He's over it. Cleared it beautifully. Away he goes. Up Rilling Hill. Now he's going more slowly. He must be absolutely puffed. He's gone into a field of corn. My word, the farmer won't like that. And now, good gracious, he must be lying down in the corn. I can't see him any more.
George switched the glasses to the hillside where the horses had been exercising. What a commotion! The grooms were talking excitedly, pointing here and there, evidently at a loss to know where Thunderalong had gone.
I'm afraid this is the end of our picnic. As long as Thunderalong is in the field of corn resting, he's safe. But if he goes off again, anything may happen. We've got to report our news at once. And Dick, you'd better bike as fast as you can to that cornfield. Maybe the horse will still be there.
Dick ran to where he had left his bicycle and leapt on it. The others went to theirs too, and soon they were riding off to Kirin to report their news to the police, who would at once get in touch with the stables. Dick planned out his way as he went. What would be the best way to get quickly to Rilling Hill? He soon made up his mind and cycled along at top speed. It seemed a long way, but at last he was cycling up the hill to where he hoped to find the field of corn. He was so out of breath that he had to get off his bicycle and walk. He came to the field gate and looked in cautiously at the corn. He could see no horse at all, and no wonder, for he would be lying down. He thought aloud.
I'll have to tread in carefully. I can see the way he trod, where the corn is flattened.
So in he went, only to hear a furious voice yelling at him from the gate behind him.
Oi, come out of that corn! Come out at once!
It was the farmer, red with anger. Dick didn't like to yell back in case he frightened the horse. So he pointed urgently into the field and went carefully on.
You wait, I'll get my stick to you!
Suddenly, Dick saw the horse. It lay in the corn, ears pricked, eyes rolling. Dick stopped.
Well, old beauty. Well, you magnificent thing, thunder along. Do you know your name? Poor boy, how frightened you were. Come now, come. There's a good boy. You're safe. Come along with me.
To his surprise and delight, the great horse stood up and flicked his ears to and fro, watching Dick carefully. Then he whinnied a little and stepped towards him. The boy took hold of the reins gently and dared to rub the velvety nose. Then he led the horse carefully out of the corn. The farmer stood staring in amazement at the magnificent creature.
Why, isn't that Lord Daniron's horse? Did he bolt?
Yes. Keep my bike for me, will you? I must take the horse while he's quiet. I expect as soon as the owners know where he is, they'll send a horse box. I'll lead him up and down the lane for a little, till they come.
It wasn't long before a great horse box drove slowly up the lane, and Thunder-along's own groom came to pet him and lead him quietly into it. He ran his eyes over the horse carefully.
No damage done. Thank goodness you had glasses with you, boy, and saw where he went. My word, you did well to get him.
As soon as the horse box had gone down the hill, Dick jumped on his bicycle and rode away. He soon met the others riding towards him, anxious to know what had happened. Timmy was running beside them.
The horse was all right. I got him, and there's not a scratch on him. My word, what a bit of luck we had this morning looking through your glasses, George. What do you say, Timmy?
He says it's the kind of thing that would happen to the famous 5.
And of course, she was quite right.